Famous explorers have shaped the course of history with their daring expeditions, shaping our understanding of geography, cultures, and the natural world. These explorers not only braved unknown lands and treacherous conditions, but they also brought back valuable knowledge that helped expand the world's scientific, cultural, and political horizons. Their courage and curiosity have left a lasting impact on the way we see the world today. One of the most renowned explorers in history is Christopher Columbus, whose voyages in the late 15th century opened the Americas to European exploration. While Columbus is often credited with discovering the New World in 1492, it is important to note that indigenous people had lived in the Americas for thousands of years before his arrival. Columbus, sailing under the Spanish flag, set out to find a westward route to Asia, but instead he stumbled upon the islands of the Caribbean, which he mistakenly believed to be part of Asia. His discovery led to the eventual colonization of the Americas, which had profound and lasting effects on both the indigenous populations and European history. Columbus's voyages are seen as the beginning of an era of European exploration and conquest that reshaped the world. Marco Polo is another legendary explorer whose travels to Asia in the 13th century became the stuff of legend. Born in Venice, Italy, Marco Polo set out with his family on a journey to China when he was just a teenager. His travels took him along the Silk Road to the court of Kublai Khan, the Mongol emperor. Polo spent over 2 decades in China, experiencing firsthand the culture, wealth, and wonders of the East. Upon his return to Venice, Polo's stories were published in a book, The Travels of Marco Polo, which sparked European interest in Asia and fueled further exploration. Although some historians question the accuracy of his accounts, Marco Polo's adventures remain an iconic example of exploration and the thirst for knowledge about distant lands. In the 16th century, the famous Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan embarked on the first expedition to circumnavigate the globe. Magellan set sail in 1519 with a fleet of 5 ships, aiming to find a westward route to the Spice Islands, or modern-day Indonesia. Unfortunately, Magellan did not live to complete the journey. He was killed in the Philippines during a confrontation with local tribes. However, his expedition, led to completion by Spanish navigator Juan Sebastián Elcano, ultimately proved that the Earth was round and that it was possible to sail around it. Magellan's journey opened up new trade routes and expanded European influence over the oceans, laying the groundwork for future explorations and maritime empires. One of the most famous and pioneering female explorers was Amelia Earhart, whose achievements in aviation made her an iconic figure in the 20th century. In 1932, Earhart became the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean, a feat that earned her worldwide fame. Her courage and determination broke barriers for women in the field of aviation, and she continued to push the limits of flight. Earhart's most famous and mysterious journey occurred in 1937, when she attempted to fly around the world. Unfortunately, she and her navigator, Fred Noonan, disappeared over the Pacific Ocean during their final leg of the journey. Despite extensive searches, Earhart's fate remains unknown, and her disappearance has sparked numerous theories and investigations. Her legacy continues to inspire generations of women to pursue careers in science, technology, and aviation. Sir Ernest Shackleton was an explorer whose name is synonymous with survival against all odds. In 1914, Shackleton embarked on an expedition to cross Antarctica, but his ship, the Endurance, became trapped in pack ice, and the crew was forced to abandon it. Shackleton's leadership and determination kept his men alive for over a year as they endured extreme cold, hunger, and isolation. Eventually, Shackleton and a small group of men made a daring journey to a whaling station on South Georgia Island, where they were able to arrange the rescue of the entire crew. Shackleton's remarkable journey is a testament to the power of leadership, resilience, and survival under the most dire circumstances. Another pioneering explorer was Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese navigator whose voyages were instrumental in establishing European colonial empires in Africa, India, and beyond. In 1497, da Gama became the first person to sail directly from Europe to India, rounding the Cape of Good Hope at the southern tip of Africa. His successful voyage opened up the lucrative spice trade to European nations and established Portugal as a leading maritime power. Da Gama's explorations helped to expand the global reach of European influence, creating a network of trade routes that would connect Europe to Africa, Asia, and the Americas for centuries to come. In the realm of polar exploration, Robert Falcon Scott and Roald Amundsen are two names that stand out for their daring expeditions to the South Pole. In 1911, Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer, became the first person to reach the South Pole, beating Scott's British team by just a month. Amundsen's careful planning, superior knowledge of Arctic survival, and use of sled dogs gave him an advantage over Scott, whose team faced difficulties due to poor preparation and inadequate equipment. Tragically, Scott's team perished on the return journey from the South Pole, while Amundsen's team made a successful return to base. Despite the tragic end of Scott's expedition, both explorers are remembered for their bravery, skill, and perseverance in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Modern explorers like Jacques Cousteau revolutionized underwater exploration with the invention of the aqua lung, the first practical scuba diving equipment. Cousteau's underwater documentaries brought the wonders of the ocean to the masses, sparking a worldwide interest in marine biology, ocean conservation, and the mysteries of the deep sea. His expeditions helped to uncover new species and ecosystems that had previously been unknown, and his contributions to underwater exploration continue to influence marine science today. In the realm of space exploration, Yuri Gagarin, the Soviet cosmonaut, made history in 1961 by becoming the first human to travel into space. Gagarin's mission aboard Vostok 1 marked the beginning of the space age and set the stage for subsequent human space missions, including the Apollo moon landings and the establishment of space stations. Gagarin's successful mission was a milestone in human exploration, proving that space travel was possible and opening the door for future missions that would expand humanity's presence beyond Earth. Today, explorers continue to push the boundaries of human knowledge, whether it's venturing into the depths of the ocean, exploring outer space, or navigating the remote regions of our planet. Modern exploration, equipped with advanced technology and a deeper understanding of science, continues to break new ground, uncovering mysteries of the universe and our planet. These explorers, both past and present, remind us that the spirit of discovery is an essential part of human nature, and it is through their journeys that we continue to expand the horizons of our world.